We all chase after pleasure, right? It is human nature, especially when it comes to the bedroom. But there is a fine line between enjoying the ride and losing control of the wheel. That is where sexual discipline comes into play. It is not about cutting yourself off from what you enjoy. It is about enjoying it in a way that is healthy, respectful, and, yeah, even more satisfying. Confused, curious, perfect. You are in the right place. In this video, I will break down what sexual discipline really means, how it is different from just repressing what you feel, and how you can master it to not just be better in your relationships, but feel more in control of your life. So, let's begin. Let's begin with the power of sexual discipline, the benefits it has for you. Number one, it helps you grow as a person. Growing as a person sounds like something out of a self-help book, right? But stick with me here. It is about becoming the best version of yourself, the kind of guy who knows what he wants and how to get there. When you practice sexual discipline, you are holding back and saying no for the heck of it. You're learning to channel that energy into areas of your life that need it. For example, instead of wasting hours on pursuits that give you a quick thrill but no real satisfaction, you use that drive to hit the gym, work on that side project, or even improve your relationships. It is about taking control. You start setting goals, smashing them, and setting even bigger ones. Before you know it, you are not just growing, but thriving. And this kind of growth, it is infectious. People notice. So how does sexual discipline promote this? Simple. It teaches you patience, focus, and determination. You learn to delay gratification, which, let's be honest, is a superpower in today's instant gratification world. You are not chasing after every little thing that promises a good time. Instead, you are building something lasting, something meaningful. Number two, you start thinking clearer. Let's get one thing straight. Sexual indiscipline can seriously mess with your head. It is like trying to navigate through a fog with your high beams on. You think you are making things clearer, but you are just blinding yourself even more. Have you ever noticed how, after going down a rabbit hole of instant gratification, your brain feels like mush? You can't think straight. Making decisions feels like lifting weights, and you forget about being creative. Let's say you are on a deadline for work or school, but instead of focusing, you are scrolling through distractions to chase that quick hit of dopamine. Your brain is all fogged up, and suddenly, what should have been a simple task now feels like climbing Everest in flip-flops. Now flip the script. A person who has got their sexual desires in check is always laser-sharp and focused. They are not bogged down by constant urges or the mental fog that comes after giving in to every whim. This clarity isn't just about work or creativity. It is about seeing life with a new lens. Decisions become easier because you are not constantly distracted. You can think several steps ahead because your brain isn't mired in the mud of immediate satisfaction. This clearer thinking leads to better decision-making, more creativity, and a level of focus that others will envy. It is like the difference between a cluttered desk and a clean workspace. You know which one will help you get stuff done. Number three, you have better relationships. Nothing, and I mean nothing, beats the importance of healthy relationships in a person's life. When you are too caught up in your sexual desires, it is like you are wearing blinders. Everything and everyone around you takes a back seat. This isn't just about romantic relationships. It is about your friends, family, and everyone you care about. When your mind is always on one track, you miss out on the depth of real connections. Have you ever talked to someone but felt like you were not really there? Your mind wanders and thinks about your next fix of pleasure. That is not a conversation. That is just you being a body in a room. It is shallow, and people can feel it. Sexual discipline changes the game. When you are not constantly distracted, you can be present, really present, with the people you love. You listen better, you understand more, and you connect on a level that is impossible when your mind's elsewhere. It is about giving the people in your life the attention and respect they deserve. And you know what is the most beautiful part? These healthy relationships, they are a two-way street. They enrich your life just as much as you enrich theirs. It is a feedback loop of positivity. You start to value deeper connections over fleeting pleasures, and that is a trade-off you will never regret. Number 4, you make smarter choices. When you are always chasing after sexual satisfaction, your brain is stuck in a loop. Even the simplest choices get tangled up in this web. For example, you are planning to hit the gym or work on a project that has been gathering dust. But then bam, a distraction pops up, and suddenly you are 3 hours deep into corn stuff and doing absolutely nothing productive. Sound familiar? This isn't just about big life decisions. It is the small, everyday choices that get skewed. Choosing to scroll through your phone instead of reading a book, opting to stay in instead of going out for a run, these choices add up. And they are all influenced by where your mind is at. Being sexually disciplined makes a huge difference. You start thinking, is this going to move me forward, or is it just another dead end? This smart thought makes you pick the options that add up to real progress in your life. Instead of going for the immediate thrill, you choose what is going to make you happier in the long run. Number 5, you feel better about yourself. Chasing after temporary pleasure leaves you with a hefty side of guilt. It is that sinking feeling you get after realizing you have just blown another couple of hours you will never get back. When you are too deep into seeking sexual content, it is easy to let it take the driver's seat and push everything else to the back seat. And when the dust settles, you are left wondering why you didn't do something, anything, more worthwhile with your time. With sexual discipline, you start feeling good about yourself. Really good. Because every time you choose something meaningful over a quick fix, you are proving to yourself that you have got what it takes to be the person you want to be. This way, you avoid regret and build a sense of pride in your actions. And let me tell you, there is no better feeling than looking back at your day and knowing you made the most of it. Now that you know all the good things it brings to you, let's find out how to achieve sexual discipline. Number 1, introspect. Before you even think about mastering sexual discipline, you have got to get down with some self-reflection. Understand what ticks your boxes and where you draw the line. This isn't just about what gets you going. It is about knowing your comfort zone and your no-go zones. If you find yourself constantly drawn to adult content, it is time to do some detective work. Ask yourself, what is really driving this? Is it the conversations you're having with friends, the shows you are watching, or something else in your environment that is flipping that switch for you? Identifying the root cause is the first step. Once you have pinpointed what is pulling you in that direction, you are in a much better position to cut it out of your life. You gotta take control and make choices that align with the person you want to be. Number 2, limit your exposure to sexual content. Our world is overflowing with adult content, and honestly, it is not helping us out. Social media is packed with so much vulgar stuff that it can knock your discipline off track without you even noticing. And don't even get me started on adult websites. Those places suck you in and drain your motivation and willpower like nothing else. So what is the plan? It is time to cut back on all that adult content. Let's swap it out for something that lifts you up instead of dragging you down. Think about trading those endless scrolls through steamy posts for an audiobook or a podcast that gets your mind buzzing in a good way. And as for those adult websites, show them the door. Research is pretty clear on this. People who spend a lot of time with adult content end up feeling less desire and happiness. But the good news is, if you can break free from that cycle, you will start to see those negative effects turn around. Clean up your act and fill your time with stuff that makes you better. Build a life where you are in control, not just going along with whatever pops up on your screen. Number 3, stop objectifying women. Sexual discipline isn't just about managing what you want. It is also about the way you see and treat women. Seeing women only for their looks or what they can offer you in bed is totally off limits. It is downright disrespectful. It makes a woman feel undervalued, and that is never okay. To do better, start by treating your partners with the respect and honor they deserve. Understand that they are complete individuals with their own desires, needs, and boundaries. Just because a woman enjoys herself doesn't mean she is okay with everything you have in mind. When you meet someone who matches your vibe, not just physically but also mentally and emotionally, you will find that your focus naturally shifts. This change can be a major turning point in making your sexual desires less of a driving force in your life. Number 4, find a new hobby. Have you ever noticed how, when you have got too much free time, your mind starts to wander into sexual thoughts? Well, a killer way to combat that is by exploring into a new hobby. Really getting into a hobby can give you an excitement that is just as thrilling, if not more, than the buzz you get from those naughty thoughts. Sure, changing your brain's go-to for excitement from those thoughts to hobbies sounds hard, and honestly, it is. But once you manage to make that shift, keeping your thoughts in check becomes a whole lot simpler. Plus, being really into something shows you are a person of depth with interests that go beyond just the physical stuff. And guess what? That is super attractive. So not only does picking up a new hobby help distract yourself from those wandering thoughts, but it also makes you way more attractive to others. It is a win-win. Number 5, consult a therapist. If you're feeling trapped by thoughts and habits around sexual stuff that just doesn't feel right, it is time to talk to someone who really gets it. Getting some expert advice can make a huge difference. There are tons of options out there for support, from one-on-one therapy to group meetings, and even helpful stuff online, all aimed at helping you sort through these issues and find a healthier path. If you are in a tough spot, don't be shy about asking for help. The sooner you deal with these challenges, the better. It helps you avoid bigger problems and look after your mental health. If this video helped you, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more. Catch you in the next one.